Hi, hello, my name is Wendy Ivy Martinez. Welcome to November. Welcome to Gobble Gobble season. And Gobble Gobble season, Gobble Gobble month. And we're talking about this month's Book of the Month choices. So the first book that we're going to talk about is The Helsinki Affair by Anna Pitoniak. I could be saying that wrong and I apologize. This is a spy thriller, and this is basically about a main character, and she is a young CIA agent. She's in Rome when a Russian spy comes to her and he says that a US senator is about to be assassinated. And at first, like, the CIA agent, she's like, okay, yeah, sure. And she ends up telling people about it, and they're like, okay, there's no proof that this is gonna happen. But then the assassination happens and she gets just caught up in these like web of dark conspiracies, and they find out that the senator had written her father's name on a piece of paper right before he passed away, and she is caught up between having to choose the fate of the country or her family. So this is a spy thriller. If you are into spy thrillers, this would be, it sounds like a very good choice. It doesn't seem like something that's gonna that catches my eye. And this one we have multiple viewpoints. It's also an international thriller, so you get to see around the world. It is a non-linear timeline, and it's also movie-ish, so it seems very like a cinema quality, play in your movie in your mind sort of vibes. This is one that I'm going to be skipping, again, just because my personal preference. It's not something that I find myself reading, but if a spy thriller is what calls to you, definitely check this one out. Okay, so the next one is a contemporary fiction, and it is called The Last Love Note by Emma Gray. And this one is about a woman named Kate who is a young mother, and she's working her university job. She's trying to make ends meet, and she is mourning the passing of her husband, who was basically her soulmate. She was so in love with him. He was perfect. They had an amazing relationship. They had a child together, and she is grieving him even after 2 years further down the road. She is still to this day just grieving him. Now, she is on a flight with her boss, Hugh, when she ends up getting stranded for a weekend because a problem goes wrong with a flight. So she gets stranded somewhere in Australia with her boss, and she starts to realize that she might actually have feelings for her boss now that the fog is a little bit clear and she is completely alone. This is the first time she's alone from her son and everything, and she's like, can she open up and give her heart a second chance? She's not entirely sure. So this book looks really cute. It looks really adorable. I love the whole stuck on an island sort of vibe with someone that you might be very attracted to. It seems really cute, and I think I am going to pick this one because this definitely does seem like something that really intrigues me, because not only is it about a mother, which I'm a mother, it just seems like a really cute story, and after reading all that darkness in October, I need a little bit of light. Okay, so the next book that we're going to talk about has one of my favorite tropes, which is time loops. Time loops, does this count as time loops? Like reincarnation and all that? All of that, time loops, multiverses, alternate timelines, all that stuff. I love it. I love it. I eat it up. It is called Again and Again by Jonathan Evison, and this is about a older man named Eugene, or Gene, who is in a nursing home, and he is living out his last days, and he is basically telling his nursing assistant all these tales that he is a 1,000-year-old man, and he has lived many lives, and he can recount the many lives down to the medieval times when he was a petty thief and he fell in love, and ever since he fell in love and he lost that love after a very brief, beautiful love moment, he lost the love of his life, and ever since then he's been roaming around for 1,000 years looking to find that love of his life once more. And obviously, the nursing assistant doesn't know if Gene is really looking into his past lives, or if these are just the delusions of a old man. And the more we hear his stories, the more we find out about Jean and whether they really are real or not. And it's just, this is a maybe. I might pick it up. I might have to see the reviews first, but I might just have to pick this up because I love reincarnation tropes and time loops and anything that has to do like with time just being out of whack and parallel universe, anything that has to do with any of that sci-fi stuff, I eat it up because I believe in it. Okay, I believe in reincarnation. I believe in parallel universes. So anytime I can read a story that talks about that, I'm like, yes, yes. So that is again and again. So the next book that we're talking about is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. And this is a YA book. And this is basically about a girl who is from this town in Buenos Aires in the 19th century. And she basically thinks that there's like this deep magic or this old magic to her town. And she wants to be with her parents, and her parents like to globetrot. They like to explore the world, basically. And then her parents end up going missing, and then our main character has to go off and find them. So she is on this epic adventure, and she goes to Egypt, I believe, where she like uncovers all these secrets. And it's basically like an Indiana Jones-ish sort of adventure, but like make it YA. And she has like this assistant that's helping her, and you know, there's a little bit of a romance brewing there. This one seems really cute. However, I don't really read YA, but if you read YA, it seems like something very fascinating. I occasionally will dabble into YA if I listen to the audiobook, but I can't physically read YA anymore. It just doesn't hit me the way that it used to once. But that is What the River Knows. And yes, so I'm going to skip this one. Again, just personal preference. But if seems something that's intriguing to you, which if it was like a new adult or an adult, I would definitely be into it. The next book is called This Spells Love by Kate Robb. And this is basically about our main character. What is our main character's name? This is about our main character, Gemma. She is 28 years old, and she just got into a very, very horrible breakup. And what better way to celebrate a breakup than to basically get shiznit-faced drunk with your best friend and a few other people that you trust and love very much. And they decide to, while they're drinking, they decide to do this little spell that would erase her ex from her mind. And to seal the deal, she kisses her best friend Dax, who is a guy, I believe. Yeah, Dax is a guy. And to seal the deal. And she wakes up happy because she realizes she doesn't remember dating her ex. She draws, when she thinks of him, she draws a blank. But then she is sadly has a very sad wake-up call when her best friend Dax ends up not knowing who she is. So this man that was once her best friend wakes up like, who the heck are you? Is now a stranger, and she has to try to get him to kiss her in order for that spell to break, and she can go back to being best friends with him. But the more she gets to know him so that he can kiss her, the more she finds herself falling in love with him. And she realizes that maybe my best friend has been the one this whole time. This one seems so cute. Again, I had a lot of darkness in October, so we need a little bit of light and fluffiness, and this seems like a very interesting pick. We got a lot of good picks this month for Book of the Month. Good job, Book of the Month. Good job. This is a pick. I'm picking this one for sure. I apologize for the change in lighting. It is later on during the day. I had some things that I had to do. I had to pick up both of my kids. It is Halloween today, so I apologize. Anyways, let's get on to the last book, and the last book is Let Us Descend by Jesmyn Ward. And this is the story of a enslaved girl who is basically sold from the white man, who basically fathered her into another enslavement. And we basically see her go through these trials and tribulations, and she learns, for comfort, she relies on stories from her mother and her grandmother, who was like a African warrior. And she starts to dabble into finding spirits. She finds spirits and of ancestors of water and light.
those that give and that take, and they basically help her rebirth basically and reclaim what's hers. It seems like a very beautiful tale. It seems like, yes, there's going to be some heavy elements to it, of course, but overall it has really good high reviews on Goodreads. I absolutely love the synopsis. I love any talk about like ancestors and spirits, and I love all that. Okay, I love it. I eat it up. Plus it takes place in New Orleans, and I love New Orleans with a passion. So I might have to pick this one up actually, because it seems very interesting. So that is Let Us Descend by Jesmyn Ward. Let me go over very quickly for the spotlight titles of this month. So this month's spotlight titles are Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis, The Future by Naomi Alderman, The Starling House, All the Light We Cannot See, which actually is being currently made into a show, Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Brianne Randall, Seeing Unburied Sing by Jesmyn Ward. Oh, same author as the one that we just mentioned. And then the newest recent add-on is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood, which is Ali Hazelwood's newest novel. It is a YA romance, and this is chess rivals play major gambits with each other's hearts and minds on and off the board. It's enemies to lovers, like all of Ali Hazelwood's books. So I'm very interested how this one's going to be different from the YA, is going to be different from all her other STEM novels. So anyways, you guys, let me know what are your picks for this month and which ones you plan on skipping. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and have a very amazing day and week, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.